morning. It is about 7:15 in the morning. And here we go for a half moon walk. Alright. I've only gotten like 3 hours of sleep, so. Oh. I got coffee though. That's good.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have. Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Yummy.
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to
Poor
go.
children.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Wait. Oh. Just the crime scene. Okay, so I guess we're going to Half Moon Street first. Okay. Sorry, I'm still half awake here. Alright, so I guess we're going to have Moon Street first. For a Half Moon Street walk.
Holmes, poor little Wiggins needs our help.
Poor little Wiggins.
Locked.
Locked. Where are we supposed to go? Let's ask this guy. Maybe he knows. Oh. Nope. That's not the way. I guess we go. Watson, get out of the way. I guess we go down here. Oh. Is your mind open to communication with the denizens of the spirit world? Find out on Thursday, May 6th. Kind of close. Thursday, May 6th, 7:30 p.m. with Booksmith. With raffle prizes nourishment of all sorts. And a circus, public meeting will be held on the Dred Scott case. Okay, so just looking at the posters. What's that? Is that a clue? No, it is a beer bottle. I don't feel safe down here. Anyone could jump us. Watson, you coming? Watson? Don't make me do this alone. Ooh. Something dubious happened here. Oh. Okay.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Is that you?
No, it's not.
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Tell me about the victims.
Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Witnesses?
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement.
It was you.
And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
Bum, bum.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
What were the fireworks in honour of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, God save the Queen!
Yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course.
And that it is. How fitting that we
Did
should
you
be playing this
hear
game.
the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Okay. Well, I guess we should look at the bodies.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant. The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound.
Okay, that's a horrible way to die. Shot in the stomach.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Plates. Stuck object. Piece of wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer
I saw that
look.
without even having to use it.
This shard of wood is quite new.
Dang. Boom. Anything in his hands? Nope. Ooh.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
I'll just take that.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
A locked one.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow
Mr.
reply to you
Turner.
as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman?
No, I'm that
I've
gentleman
heard of
detective.
you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
We're veteran. Missing buttons, poor life. Okay. And where's for weak leg, limping. Okay.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Or thought you seen or
I
heard.
was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the half-moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
So we have thoughts. Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the window of his flat till the police arrived. However, this is in conflict with Marrow's statement, as the constable did not see anyone at the window. It was him. There's 2 victims with different shots. No? Really? Uh-huh. You know what? You're wrong.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr.
We get to
Holmes.
the back.
I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Lie!
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Walk this way.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Ashes, burnt paper. What is it? Evidence!
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible.
This is a piece of crap.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, his eyes. Ooh, that's creepy. He's a vampire.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
And they threw it in the fire. Dang. Oh!
A perfect match.
Oh, snap.
So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Interesting.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Kitchen table, sweepings, shredded paper. Shredded paper. Okey-dokey.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Paper shredders of the 1800s. Just gonna look at all your stuff.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window.
There's Wiggins down there.
The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse.
His contorted
Mr.
corpse.
Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
What? Okay. Okay. First he got it from bed. Open the window. Look down. Took something. Papers with a knife. Do something in the fire. Approach the body. Okay. He got up. Looked out the window. Approached the body. Then he placed a broken stick and took something. Papers with a knife. And threw something in the fire. Really? Oh, you can fast forward. Okay. Broke his stick. Okay. Stick back. Got something from there. Cut it up. And put it in the fire.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Books. Fat prints. What?
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of
greasy
this
fingers.
book. Let us take a closer look.
Moby Dick.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Oh, he's good. So, we found a little something. Let's talk about it here.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Adrenaline.
I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
Like when moms can lift cars off their babies.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
Discrimination.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
Mm-hmm. And tricks can pull times.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Not the false
Mr.
one.
Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Bum, bum, bum.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
That was
I
planted.
can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down
Precious.
and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler. and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away.
But it's my precious.
That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
That's why it's better to stay at home at night.
Okay. Well done. Wiggins, really? You're so obvious
Mr. Holmes,
looking.
did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
No?
Is he all right?
Let's see, should I go to the policeman?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
And yet you do nothing! Okay. Let's go talk to the lady, the flower lady. High class. Boat and shoe repairs. And you, Polly Powell.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you
Remember
want?
Polly Pockets?
My name is Sherlock
That's what makes
Holmes.
it-
I'm
makes me
assisting the
think of-
police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had
Really
no
good at
time to
screaming.
escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Okay. Well. What about them? What are they doing over here? Oh, God. I hate how that book opens up in your face like that. Okay, well, let's look at this guy. Ryan Turner is around 60 years of age. He is a veteran of the Crimean War, a fact of which he is very proud. His leg was most likely injured during this war, and he has been limping since then. Mr. Turner lives a poor life. Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's go back to Baker Street and investigate that bracelet. Anybody new? Okay, let's search for the bracelet. Wait. Ram's heads. Was that in there? No.
That is not the one I need.
Oh my goodness. Ah, yay. Alright, these beautiful antique jewels represent a part of the Hellenistic treasures collection. Oh, stolen. Depicted are the 5 heads of mountain rams upon a bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885.
Here it is. I need to continue my research in my archives.
Alright, since 1885, so it's probably... That. Hellenistic treasure stolen. Treacherous theft in the Strand. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum to the Glassford Fine Art exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Butler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop in Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found.
Here it is. One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Alright, why not? Is it even open? Hello? Hello? What are you doing over there? I'll bet that key is to the pawn shop. Wow. Let's go and have a drink. No? There it is. Butler's Pawn Shop.
Mr. Butler's key matches the lock perfectly.
Perfectly.
Crampons and a sharp ice axe would only be brought here by a mountaineer.
I guess that's it for that. Okay.
A flare pistol. Perhaps it was pawned by a destitute sailor. It looks as though Mr. Butler kept a careful record of his operations.
Oh, it's got the necklace too.
The ram's heads. This necklace belongs to the 5 Rams of Mittelin collection. Interesting. That means that Kenneth Butler owned a part of this collection all this time, 10 years after the theft.
Ooh. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of golden jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man who's loaded with money, who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money bag for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Brian Riccati. There we go. Burglary motive. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime that was committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. Look at all this stuff. Hello. Okay, now the book is going to come up in our face right about now, right? Ah. Okay, Scotland Yard it is. Right? Wait. Anything else to do at our place? No. So, Scotland Yard.
Mr. Holmes, whatever brings you here so late at night?
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
Well, I'm Sherlock Holmes. I
Who
wouldn't be
knows,
here
Inspector?
if there weren't.
Look, you are
other
free
facts.
to investigate, of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did you find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
No ring?
Thank you, Lestrade.
Mr. Holmes, what is the trouble with that lad? Isn't he guilty of murder?
Let me look at your stuff. Shapes of noses. Majesty Queen Victoria, Vice Framingham, Christmas Carol performed by Charles Dickens. Oh, dramatic reading. Nice. Okay. Yeah, fires arms. The Nazis meet access. Nazis. Were the Nazis around in the 18? I don't think the Nazis were around then. That's a little anachronistic there. Okay. Stuff.
So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon. It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
Shoot yourself in the face. What? What else is there? Cylinder. There. Ooh, that's not good.
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired. There were 2 shots. A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco, nothing interesting.
Kenneth Butler and Brian Riccotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. Okay. There's a revolver. Different shots. Firing position. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots as they were made from different points in Half Moon Street, or simultaneous shots. Turner could hear the contrast between 2 fired shots as in fact 3 shots were made. At first a single shot was fired, and then 2 guns fired simultaneously directly afterwards. Excuse me. Okay. That would make more sense. But reenact the crossfire at Half Moon Street. Okay, so what if I did this? That sounds... I like that one better. Okay. Let's go over. The witness testimonies and the crime weapon clearly point to one culprit, Leighton Chapman. Well, I feel bad, but... Rootless. Nope. 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 Wait. Comment statement? Okay. One start? Nope. And 2 victims? No. Okay. I don't know. Let's do that. Okay. Right. Okay. That's good.
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
It's a nasty scar.
Calm down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell you everything.
Deep scar. Occasional fight. Grew up on the street. Oh, black eye. Recent beating, resisted arrest, hot-headed. Fancy scarf, downtown fashion, cushy job, office clerk. Escape prison tattoo, past imprisonment, committed a crime. Tell me your story.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work, and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head, and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead, and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it.
No.
And then I followed the third man.
Pray continue.
Interesting. Pray continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see.
Well, that's helpful.
Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps... It's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
He was barefoot.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
Idiot.
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
Escaped prisoners?
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
I'm Sherlock
You
Holmes.
have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
So talking about Brian Vercotti.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
That's just
We
what I
were
said.
convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
Now, you were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released, and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Okay, old acquaintance. Yep. I don't know how those fit together, but okay. Burglary motive. The search for the missing Hellenistic treasures could be the motive for the crime that was committed in Half Moon Street. Mr. Turner picked up the bracelet directly after the murder, but the ring is still missing. Personal motive. The violent crime committed in Half Moon Street by Leighton Chapman could have had a personal motive. It wasn't committed by him. I'm going to say that. Okay. And statements. Comment statement. Imaginary man. The person whom Leighton Chapman describes in his statements is a figment of his own imagination created to vindicate himself. No. No. Can we, like, undo that? Leighton Chapman committed the double murder. His motive theft. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no. No. There we go. Okay. Well, now what? Crossfire. Examine the dead bodies, perform a reenactment. Okay. So, back to the crime scene.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Poor Wiggins.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
Hey, don't talk to
It would
Wiggins
be
like
my
that.
pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Where'd Wiggins go? Wiggins? Wiggins? That's right, he was over here. Hey. Hey, I spoke to your brother.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
So will I. Okay. One of the victims possibly fired his gun twice. Find out who it might have been. Select the gunman. I don't know. Where did he get... Oh. Where did... What's his face say he got the gun from? Find the street. The body that was first for me. Saw his gun. Panicked. One with the stomach and a hole in his head. Okay, the guy with the hole in his head. Him.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Something to lift his lamp. Oh, look at that. There's a pole right there. Just waiting to be used.
This should be useful.
How could he know that? I don't know. That's just weird. Bullet hole. Bullet hole. Bullet hole. Bullet hole.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Kenneth Butler and Brian Riccotti both died of crossfire. With each of them holding a gun. One of the guns is now missing. Kenneth Butler and Brian Riccotti were the victims of a double murder carried out by one person. Leighton Chapman's statement regarding the jacketed man who disappeared at Half Moon Street now seems reasonable, as the 3 shots at the crime scene prove the presence of a second gun that is now missing. Okay. Oops. Where's the imaginary man? He's not imaginary! Goodness! This is confusing. Talk to Constable Marrow. Okay.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did
boy.
before. And try to find me.
Understood.
No. This could be frustrating. Oh, okay. Aha! Ho-ho! Found
I
you.
see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
I'm glad we're not the ones doing the hiding. I'm so glad for that. Don't see him at all. Oh!
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
If we can assume that there was one more person in Half Moon Street at the time of the crime, there's no way forward or back for his escape, only up. Let's reenact the action, recreate fireworks described by Layton, and attempt to climb the wall. Oh. Up the walls.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Okay, so then we would need find the flare gun to emulate fireworks and tools for climbing the wall. Okay, so we're going to the pawn shop. Wait, where was that? Wasn't it this way? Woo! Oh, okay. I guess we selected. Okay. Let's get the crampons.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
And the flare gun.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
Okay. Back to Half Moon Street.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But, Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin, then. Catch me if you can. The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Jeez.
I can barely see anything.
I hit R2.
Holmes? Are you there?
I'm hitting R2.
I should try climbing faster.
I'm trying. Well,
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that.
yaha.
Holmes? Holmes? Where are you? I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen. I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Catch me. Reach at me.
These shards of glass are from the window above.
Jacket. Shabby fabric. Black threads. Black threads.
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket. We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
Spider-Man. Okay. Wall climber. Make statements. Let's turn some stuff blue here. Come on, people. Leighton's innocence. Leighton Chapman's statement regarding the mysterious jacketed man who participated in the shooting at Half Moon Street was proven to be true. Boom. Well, dang it! Well, what if we did that? That's no good. Three shots are made. Ugh. Okay. Now go back to Baker Street.
Let us take a closer look. It is not a thread, but a hair. I very much doubt that it is human.
It's a werewolf.
I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. A shaving brush is usually made from horsehair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. The horsehair is thinner than the hair that we found. Human hair is significantly thinner than the black sample. So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse.
A buffalo!
Hair from a large and exotic animal.
Monkey. I don't know. Circus acrobat. The man who vanished from the crime scene at Half Moon Street could be a circus acrobat. He managed to scale a 30-foot-high wall in a matter of seconds. A hair from a large exotic animal was found on his discarded jacket. Really? Okay. Now, do we go to the circus? Solve the crime. Really? Okay, how do we make this? Crossfire. Aha! Okay. Vanishing act. The person who was seen only by Leighton Chapman escaped the crime scene by climbing the wall. He was a skillful acrobat. The criminal took a gun from one of the dead bodies. Ask Wiggins for help in finding the circus. Okie dokie. Is the policeman going to be ragging on him again?
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal. A very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Sometime later? No? Where are we going? Ah, the next morning, very early.
I do hope that those children don't get into trouble, Holmes.
Don't worry, Watson. I predict some news in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. Duval Brothers, a well-known travelling circus that is currently stopped in London. I believe that is exactly the type of circus we are looking for. I'll pay it a visit.
Oh boy, we're going to the circus. Anything new? Nope.
Aye, you.
No.
Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah. You don't look like the type of artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah. I don't think so. Clear off.
We have to pick a lock. Oh, we gotta disguise ourselves. Alright, back to Baker Street. Can't be a farmer. Can't be a sailor. Excuse me. Okay. Bandit outfit. Get to the little... Glasses. Facial hair. Let's look a little scruffy. How about that?
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Oh, thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Alright.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
Charles Foley is inside the marquee.
So, everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money? Some of the barrels are wet. Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped. Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies. I want to be paid first. No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said. Right? I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout. Of course not. I'm a professional. Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
Mm-hmm. A shipment of...
This wooden barrel is damaged. It is difficult to say what is inside.
Let's damage it
This
more.
wooden barrel...
Alright.
There is a spot on this barrel that was intentionally painted out. The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company.
Ooh.
Could it be gunpowder?
Ooh.
I need to be sure.
Yeah, let's get it. There it is.
Judging by the fractions and the scent, I can confirm that it is, in fact, gunpowder.
Let's blow it up.
The barrels are roughly clustered. It seems as though they were brought here in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. Rise up and keep rising from lambs into
That's
lions.
a picture of a contemporary gentleman wearing a Robin Hood hat. Interesting.
Remember what's been happening throughout the entire game? What the police have been trying to catch?
From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire up rebellion amongst the people. This printing press is old, but still quite capable of printing hundreds of pages per day. There are enough posters to paste across half of London's walls. Powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see that lock near the chains on the table over there. Open that.
Here's some trauma. He's armed. Hold on, you cutthroat. Ring with ram head. Aha. Man in jacket. Charles Foley wears an antique ring, the last missing piece of the 5 rams of middling jewel set, and also a revolver retained under his belt. It proves that Charles Foley is our mysterious jacketed man who nimbly escaped the crime scene at Half Moon Street. Okay. Ugh. Yay! Sheesh, that was hard. Ta-da!
Ah, well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
Yeah, I don't know. How did we hear about him?
It's a long story. I
Oh,
met
there you
your
go.
brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died. 7 days ago, in prison.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
And what will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on the corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal.
So we just go there right now? Charles Foley is a member and the leader of the Duval Brothers Circus. He's a skillful acrobat who actively practices his craft. Foley is a superstitious man. He is armed and dangerous. He has a penchant for wearing jewelry. Alright.
Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are the Hellenistic treasures. This lock is quite old. It shouldn't be much of a challenge.
Hope not. Ugh. It looks challenging to me. Oh, good lord.
I need to find where the safe is hidden and lockpick it.
Oh god, another lockpicking thing.
This cupboard is an absolute mess. Several books have fallen from the shelves. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved. I'll give it a try.
Wow, that was easy.
So, that's the lock I must open tonight. Let me see.
Ah. Huh? Mm. Here. Yes. Okay. Yay!
What a surprise. Another lock. And I won't be able to pick it.
Oh.
I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us wait for the thieves, trap them, and find out. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door.
Okay.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency.
Mm. Well, what am I supposed to do?
A solid rope. A solid rope.
Can we take it?
This should be useful.
We can take the chair. No.
The door is now blocked.
Okay, can't get out that way. Alright.
I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. It looks as though it was poorly attached. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer, but they were unsuccessful. What a surprise! Another lock. I The door is now blocked.
Right, but you use the sledgehammer to open it. Okay.
Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. This is the perfect place to set a trap. This should be useful.
What's that noise?
One step on these beads, and our thief will go flying. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly.
Okay. What else?
The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police. This hatch leads to a cellar. This should be useful.
Item required.
This hatch leads to a cellar.
Okay.
This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. If anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall.
He's so smart.
If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down.
Okay. Now just gotta take care of the window and the cellar door.
This works very well. Yeah. No one will escape through this window now.
Cellar door, cellar door, cellar door. Oh. 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 Ah, carpet.
Oh, that's a lovely old carpet.
Lovely old carpet. Can we take it?
There is no ladder. If anyone falls here, he will need assistance to get out.
He'll probably die.
This should be useful. Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined. Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Okay.
Police! Police!
Oh.
Stop where you are.
Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real bobby, my dear fellow.
Why
You
did we have a
startled them
strap?
into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How do you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well.
in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men.
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers.
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
They're at the circus. The antiques discovered inside the hidden safe of the abandoned manor at Notting Hill represent the collection of Hellenistic treasures that were stolen in 1885 and considered to be lost. This one's easy. Okay, Charles Foley organized the theft of the Hellenistic treasures, which was related to the double murder at the Half Moon Street. Leighton Chapman was a witness to the crime. Resolve. He will be imprisoned for organizing a grand theft. Since he is not directly guilty of murder, his sentence will be shortened. Or, he organized and executed a wicked plan of revenge with the added theft of ancient and valuable treasures. He deserves the rope. Well, he's not directly guilty of murder.
Don't move, you flim-flammer.
Yeah, he's not directly guilty of murder. I don't know his character, but he's not directly guilty of murder, so I'm going to absolve him.
Charles Foley, you were a witness to a double murder. You were standing next to Vercotti when Butler fired at your accomplice. The jeweler missed him, but they proceeded to kill each other with simultaneous shots. Even if your intention was to retrieve the stolen treasure, you did not intend to kill. I shall inform Inspector Lestrade of that fact, so your sentence should be the lighter.
You are a fine gentleman, with your fake pity.
I do what I think is right. It is never due to pity. Farewell, Foley. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs. Honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street. And all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear
enough with the
us
propaganda.
instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people? Sending them to their deaths in mines, or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
Oh, goodness. Alright, let me look this up. Just to see. Okay. Online it is saying to throw it at the powder trail.
When people fight the order, they are too blind to see the consequences that throw society into chaos. I shall stop your actions, but not you. Run. Now!
So, You're interested in Russian literature now.
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men.
And the Empire needs order and discipline. It has no room for chaos.
People who commit crimes, or at the very least intend them, deserve punishment, Sherlock. Without justice, there can be no civilization.
But we serve the truth, not justice.
Your truth, Doctor, that may prove immoral. Allowing people to terrorize London, destabilizing the whole empire.
Terrorize only the powers whom you serve, Mycroft. Not I, not Watson, not Mrs. Hudson, not Wiggins.
Sherlock, the merry men are to be stopped.
Not by me. You created the merry men. Stop them yourself. Only make sure that you don't create 10 more merry men by arresting the one.
Good night, Dr. Watson.
Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?
Okay. Very conscientious. This is creepy. These are all the people that we connected with, I guess. Okay, well, that was Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. Nice, long, full game with lots of cases. So the lady, is that supposed to be like for the game of Sherlock Holmes, the Devil's Daughter? Ugh. The way the credits are rolling, it's like, Guess we get to just sit here and watch him smoke. Alright, well, again, that was Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments, and that's the end of the game. So, thank you for watching.